What's up, everybody? Caesar Madrazo here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Outcast. Now, in the last episode, we had our second date with Yuri, and then we spent some more time doing exactly the same thing we always do with her in the club room, and we confronted the world's lamest bullies. So, let's see what kind of wacky shenanigans we can get into this time. Let's load our game and pick up right where we left off. Act 2, Chapter 4. Oh, shoot! I forgot to save from last time, guys. Hold on, let me skip forward. Okay, guys, here we are. Act 2, Chapter 6, Sick Day. So, I predicted last time that this means that either we're staying home for the day or Yuri is staying home. So, let's see which one of those is true, if either of them. A few days roll by and it's the weekend. Man, time goes by really fast in this mod. However, I'm not feeling very well today. Not only am I sick, but I also had plans with Yuri today, which is kind of a downer because I was really hoping to spend some time with her. I find it hard to even get out of bed. I guess I'll just have to tell Yuri that I can't. Out of nowhere, my phone rings. Oh, who could it be? I grab my phone and answer it. Hello? Good morning, Caesar. How are you? My voice is a little raspy, but I try my best to answer. I'm good. How are you, Yuri? I'm doing well, but are you sure you are? You don't sound very good. I'm a little sick this morning, unfortunately. Oh, Caesar. I'm sorry to hear that. It's nothing too bad. You don't have to worry. I'm just letting you know since we might have to cancel our plans for today. Maybe we don't have to. What do you mean? She's gonna come over and take care of you. Well, maybe I can come over and take care of you. Wow! I didn't expect to get it, right on the money, but there you go. I wouldn't mind. I'm not sure, Yuri. I really appreciate the offer, but I don't want you getting sick as well. You don't have to worry about me, Caesar. I want to help you. So we have the option of saying don't come over. I don't know, I guess we might as well click come over. I mean, if she insists. Plus, we can still spend time together. Why not? Okay, you can come over, Yuri. But don't blame me if you get sick. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll be over as soon as I can. Alright, see you soon. Yuri hangs up and I sit in silence. I'm suddenly jolted awake by my doorbell. I must have fallen asleep. Yuri must be at the front door. I get up and head downstairs. I answer the door and Yuri's standing there. Hey, Caesar. One thing I will say, it's not a huge deal or anything, but I'm getting a little bit sick of hearing the Yuri music theme. In fact, I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn the music down, and I'm going to add my own music here in post-editing. It's nothing against the Yuri theme itself, it's just, I think it's being overused a bit in the mod, and just, I'm a little tired of hearing it. Hey, Caesar. How are you feeling? I don't know the right word for it. Hoo. Well, let's head up to your room. I'm going to take care of you. Alright, we head upstairs to my bedroom. Yuri motions for me to get back into bed. I follow suit. Yuri sits down on my desk chair. She smiles at me. You seem very happy. Sorry, it's just, you look so adorable when you're sick. That's, odd and a little bit mean. Thanks. Maybe I should try and stay sick. Oh, hush. You really didn't have to come over, Yuri. I don't want you to worry about me. I know, but I wanted to be here. I don't mind helping you. Even if it's not the most exciting date, I could care less about what we do. As long as I'm with you, I'm satisfied. That made me feel better almost instantly. Despite being ill, I really am glad Yuri came over. She warms my heart without even trying. Thanks, Yuri. That's very kind of you. And I'm glad you came over. Yuri simply smiles at me. Oh, I just remembered I'm supposed to be taking care of you. Do you have any medicine, Caesar? Yeah, there's a cabinet downstairs in the kitchen. It should have some cold medicine in there. Okay, I'll be right back. Just when Yuri's about to leave the room, she turns around. Don't go anywhere. I give Yuri a sarcastic laugh. Very funny. Hoo. Yuri heads downstairs. I sit in silence. A few minutes pass and Yuri comes back up with some medicine. She pours it into a small measuring cup. I just realized, why didn't you just get the medicine when you went downstairs to open the door for Yuri? Here you go, Caesar. Thank you. I take the cup from Yuri and gulp it down. Ah! I forgot how nasty this was. It should help a little. Is there anything else you need right now? I think I'm good. Alright. So, literally, the only reason you had her come over was so she could feed you medicine? Like I said, if you had the energy to go downstairs, then you could have just gotten the medicine yourself. Sure, what would you like? I don't have a preference. I'll let you pick, Yuri. Let me see what I can find. Yuri grabs the remote and starts looking for something to watch. After she settles on something, she moves her chair over and sits next to me. As I watch the TV, I see Yuri in the corner of my eye. I look back at the TV. Yuri then puts her hand on mine. I hold her hand in return. Yuri's blushing. We sit in silence and continue watching the show. We've been watching TV for a while now. Even if it's a sick day, I'm really enjoying Yuri's company. She's been really helpful. I think it's time for you to eat something. She's been really helpful? It seems like all she did was feed you some medicine that you could have gotten yourself and watch TV with you. I think it's time for you to eat something. You see, now she's being helpful. Now she's gonna, make you something that could potentially help fight off the cold. Well, I'm a little hungry now that you mention it. Do you want some help, Yuri? No, I'll take care of it. You need to rest. I'll be right back. Yuri leaves my bedroom and goes downstairs to the kitchen. I sit alone for a few minutes. In silence, Yuri returns to my bedroom with a tray. She sets it on my bedside table. It holds a bowl of hot soup, saltine crackers, and a glass of orange juice. So Yuri knows her stuff. That's almost the best thing that you can have for fighting off a cold. Yuri, you didn't... I know, but this will help you immensely. I hesitate for a moment. I'm just really thankful that she put in all this effort to help me get better. Well, yeah, she said she wanted to. Thank you, Yuri. That's very sweet of you to do. Of course. Anything for you, Caesar. Just be careful, it's a little hot. Yuri hands me the tray and I start eating some of the soup. This is very good. I'm feeling better already. Yuri smiles, clearly enjoying herself. I feel kind of bad that you have to watch me eat. I don't mind. You can make something if you get hungry at any point. I'm good for now, but thank you. We continue watching TV in silence. I've noticed that it's almost getting dark. Yuri spent most of the day here with me. I think it's getting dark. Yeah, I kind of lost track of time as well. Oh. I think it might be time for me to go home, Caesar. I understand. Thank you so much for helping me today, Yuri. No need to thank me. I had a great time with you. Is there anything else I can do for you before I leave? No, I think I'm good. I'm actually feeling a lot better now. I'm glad. Well, I guess I'll be going then. Alright. Have a good evening, Yuri. I love you. I love you too, Caesar. Yuri gives me a quick kiss on the cheek and leaves. I watch TV for a little longer. Feeling tired, I slowly start to drift off. Alright, and I'm going to assume that the music went away at this point. So let's turn the music back up. This is going to be a little bit more of a serious critique of the mod. It just seems like many of the scenes that we've seen in the last few videos, they're basically just cookie-cutter fill-in-the-blank copies of each other, which, I feel like there has been a little bit of plot movement here, but not very much. It's been, a whole bunch of different dates with Yuri that are more or less the same thing. You're reading together, and this was a slight variation. You're watching TV together. We haven't really gotten any scenes with the player and Yuri so far that really go in-depth into the kinds of character that Yuri is and any kinds of secrets that she might be hiding or any demons she might be fighting. We see a little bit of that in the scenes where Yuri's talking to herself with, the actual voice actor. But I feel like with how much time has passed in the mod that we should be a little bit further on with the story. It just seems like we're repeating the same basic thing over and over again. Even the club days have been kind of repetitive. Just, you go in, Monica says, do whatever you want. We spend time with Yuri, we read with her. And in only one instance, which was the latest instance, did anything remotely different happen, which was what happened with the 3 kids talking bad about Yuri, which I still say didn't really make that much sense. I get that it was trying to be, you know, like, they're intimidating and they made the player angry, but to me it's just like, I mean, those 3 kids are losers. They had nothing better to do with their time than talk about a bad incident that happens in a club that they're not even in 2 weeks ago. Like, if they have so little going on in their lives that they have nothing else to talk about, then, I mean, who cares what they say? I guess I'm pointing all this out to say that I hope that we get into more of the nitty-gritty of the mod soon, because honestly, this is starting to get a little bit repetitive, and it's making the mod a little bit less enjoyable. And I'm not pointing that out to be mean or anything, it's just that, you know, you guys can probably tell from the way that I'm kind of rushing through these scenes a little bit faster than I was in the first few videos that it's getting a little bit tiresome. It's like, come on, when are we going to get to the real story here? Act 3, Chapter 1, Snow Day. So we're in the middle of winter now. Alright, that makes the writing assignment that the English teacher gave even more ridiculous. So that means that we're not even through the first semester of school yet. And she's giving the students until the end of the year to do this writing assignment. I just feel like the whole writing assignment thing could have been presented a little bit better. That's just a little bit silly to me. A few days pass and my cold has finally gone away. I get up from my bed and stretch. I start getting ready for school. All of a sudden I get a message on my phone. It's from Sayori. Hey, Caesar. There's no school today because of the snow. Have fun today. Snow? Really? I go over to my window and look outside. I love how they made Sayori the exposition for saying there's no snow. And it sounded, and it was very much like, a blank exposition, too. Like, it could have said something a little more like, hey, Caesar, are you happy about the snow? And then we'd be like, what, snow? Look outside. Get a text from Sayori saying, yeah, school's canceled today because of the snow. And then, conversation doesn't have to end there. Sayori would probably say, do you want to hang out since there's no school or something like that? Because, I mean, the player is still supposed to be friends with Sayori in this mod, right? Anyway, to my surprise, there is a thick blanket of snow outside. I wasn't expecting that at all. I always did enjoy getting off school because of the snow. So many great memories. What should I do today since there's no school? How about we hang out with Yuri? Maybe I should go see Yuri. I'm feeling much better since I last saw her. I did promise her that we would do something after I got better. All of a sudden I receive a phone call. I pick up my phone and I answer. Hello? Hi, Caesar. Hey, Yuri, I was just about to call you. Oh, really? Yeah, I was just about to ask if you wanted to spend time together since school is out. Well, if he was going to get a call from Yuri, then I feel like probably a better writing choice would have been for Yuri to be the one to call him and just say, hey, Caesar, I don't know if you knew this, but there's no school today since it's snowing. Do you think maybe we could hang out? That would be wonderful. Do you want to come over? Sure, I'll be over as soon as I can. Alright, see you when you arrive. Please be careful on your way here. Reassuring Yuri that I will do so, I hang up. I then start getting ready. I have to make sure to wear an extra layer of clothing just in case. I finish getting dressed and head downstairs. I'm taking a couple of books, a container of hot cocoa, and a small blanket. So they're reading some more. Just... Can these two do something else? Just like, come on. I double check to make sure I have everything. That's everything. I finally head outside. Brrr, it's even colder than I expected. I need to get to Yuri's quick. I arrive at Yuri's house and she invites me in, and we get the Yuri music again. I'm gonna turn that down. You seem a little cold. Yeah, I wasn't expecting snow at all, to be honest. I kind of forgot that it's winter already. I know, isn't it exciting? I've always loved the snow. It's just so pretty to look at. I can think of something else that's pretty to look at. Ho 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 ho. Oh. I think Yuri caught on real quick. Her entire face is red. You really think that? Okay. These two have been together for at least a month now. So, it should not be that far-fetched, even for this new couple, for Yuri to understand that, yes, he is your boyfriend who's been with you for 1 month, so obviously he thinks that you're pretty good-looking. Okay, I don't think I know you are. Yuri's blushing even more. Thank you, Caesar. I kiss Yuri on the cheek. She smiles at me. So, would you like to do some reading? Because apparently we don't have any other hobbies? Sure, I'd love to. Great, but before we do, would you like me to make some hot chocolate? Hot chocolate? Yeah, instead of tea, it's hot chocolate this time. Ooh, we're changing it up, folks. Oh, that sounds wonderful, but I don't have the mix for it, I'm afraid. Oh, well. Superhero boyfriend here brought some. You did? I reach into my bag and pull out a small cylindrical container that contains cocoa mix. Alright, I guess we can have some hot chocolate then. Do you want to go sit down while I make it? Actually, if you don't mind, I'll make it. Are you sure, Caesar? Yeah, I insist. Alright, I'll go ahead and sit down then. Let me know if you need any help. Of course. Yuri goes into the living room and sits on the couch. I go into the kitchen. And Yuri's kitchen looks exactly the same as the players'. I pull out a small cooking pot and some milk. I then pour milk into the pot and slowly start warming it up. It's ready. I take the pot off the stove and pull out 2 mugs from the cabinet. I pour the milk into each cup and mix it with the cocoa. I carefully take the mugs, one in each hand, and go into the living room. As I enter the living room, I notice that Yuri has built us a fire. It will really help set the mood, especially on a snowy day like this. As I place the mugs on the table, I can feel the heat from where I'm standing. Yuri turns around. Thank you, Caesar. You're so sweet. No trouble at all. I sit down next to Yuri. She plants a quick kiss on my cheek as I pull out a blanket for us. We both grab the book with one hand each and start reading. It isn't long before we both get lost in the story. We finish a few chapters in silence. I'm completely engrossed in the story. I can see why Yuri gets so involved. Speaking of Yuri, I'm curious as to what she thinks about it. I look over at Yuri. She looks a little worried. It's almost like she isn't paying attention, or at the very least she can't focus. Is she not enjoying the book? Maybe she's not feeling well? I don't want to assume anything, so I just ask. Yuri? I lightly nudge Yuri's shoulder. Yuri? Huh? Yuri snaps back into reality. She was so lost in thought that she must have forgotten I was right next to her. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm just a little distracted is all. Are you sure? We can take a break if you want. Yeah, I'm fine. Really, it's nothing. Let's continue, shall we? Alright, I'm anticipating that her nervousness and her distraction is thinking about whether or not she should make a move, considering the warning that we got at the beginning of this chapter. Yuri asks me nervously, almost as if she's pleading me not to continue the conversation. Alright. I figured it's probably best not to press Yuri for a reason. I don't want to step over my boundaries, so I'll just leave it be, at least for now. We continue reading in silence. We've been reading for a while now. Yuri finally says something. I can't seem to focus. Well, I don't know, whether or not this should be annoying depends on how long a while is. Because I almost feel like there shouldn't have been a scene transition there. It should have just been, maybe the player says, we attempt to continue reading for a few minutes, but Yuri suddenly speaks up. I can't seem to focus. Anyway, would you like to take a break? We can always come back to it later. Well, if you're okay with it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I make a mental note of where we left off and close the book. I then gently set the book on the table. As I'm doing so, I look over at Yuri's mug. Mine is nearly half empty, but Yuri barely touched her mug at all. Yuri turns around and looks outside. I thought at first she was admiring the snow, but it looks like she's staring into nothing. Something is on her mind. What could it be? We all know what it is. It's beautiful out there, don't you think? Yeah, it is. Even her voice doesn't have the same tone that I'm used to. I'm so confused. Yuri? Yuri looks over at me. Yes, Caesar? Is something wrong? No, everything's fine. Yuri? No, really, I'm fine. Yuri, if there's something that's bothering you, you can tell me. I'm here for you. Yuri looks away. I know. I'm just afraid to tell you. Yuri, you don't have to be afraid of telling me anything. You'll hate me if I did. No, I won't. I promised to be here for you, remember? Yuri stands up. And I'm going to assume that by now the music has probably stopped. She slowly paces the room with her arms crossed. Uh-oh, is she getting frustrated? As she does so, I look into her eyes. Yuri looks like she's on the verge of crying. What could possibly be going through her mind? I give her the time she needs. Yuri takes a deep breath. Caesar, do you ever get this feeling that the good things you have in life will never last? That you won't have the time to truly appreciate what you have? And before you know it, what you do have will be gone forever? I think to myself for a moment. I've never been asked such a serious question like this before. I suppose I do. I think we all have that feeling from time to time. Is there a reason you're feeling that? Yuri looks at me. Wait, are you saying that you're afraid of losing me? Yuri doesn't answer, but simply nods. Yuri, I would never leave you. I love you. Yuri starts crying. I love you too, Caesar. I just... There's something you need to know. Yuri shrugs. Even though Yuri's crying profusely, she's trying desperately to hold back her tears. She then raises her hand to her sleeve. Alright, she's about to reveal to us that she cuts. She slowly pulls it back. As she pulls down her sleeve, I stare in utter shock. Her arm is completely covered in scars. I will say, pretty nice editing job adding the cut arm here. Because there's not a version of Yuri wearing the sweater with the cut arm, which means the mod developer had to edit this, so good work. Some are old, while others are fresh. I can't believe what my eyes are seeing. Oh god. I stand up and go over to Yuri. I hold her arm and examine it closely. She looks away, ashamed. Yuri, why? Why would you do this? She hesitates for a moment before speaking again. She's choking on her own words. I've been lonely for the better part of my life. The knife collection was just that, a collection. But as the years went by, I became more reserved. People always rejected me and treated me as a burden. I became more sad, and eventually I would resort to cutting. I felt like it was the only way to cope with my problems. Reading and writing helped a little, but it was only a temporary relief. I eventually did it so much that I got accustomed to the pain, and I could never stop doing it. Does your father know? Yuri shakes her head. I've kept it a secret from him as long as I can remember. You're the only person I've ever told. Yuri. I've never told anyone because I had nobody else to share with. You have a dad to share it with, Yuri. Nobody who would care, at least. I was afraid of telling you because I thought you'd leave me. You're the only person that accepted me for who I am. And I was keeping secrets from you. This is just how it has to be. I'll be this way for the rest of my life. No, you won't. A lonely, shy girl that nobody loves. As you say to the boyfriend who has said multiple times that he loves you? I betrayed your trust, Caesar. I'm sorry. Yuri walks into her bedroom feeling ashamed. I gently call to her, but she ignores my plead. Not knowing what to say, I get up from the couch and follow her. Yuri's sitting on her bed, her hands covering her face. As I take a moment to compose myself, I calmly sit down next to her. I've been so caught off guard that I have a hard time telling her how I feel. Taking it slowly, I wrap my arms around her. Yuri returns my embrace shortly after. I gently pat Yuri's head. This is a pretty good, picture here. Kudos to whoever drew this. Your hugs are so warm, Caesar. It's okay, Yuri. We remain silent for a while. Yuri, I'm sorry. She looks at me. What are you sorry for? For not trying harder to understand your situation. Not trying harder to understand your situation? She's been keeping it a secret from you. Like, what could you have done to understand the situation any better? You've always said that you were treated differently, but I never realized it was this bad. She's crying into my shirt. After all these years, I found someone who finally accepted and loved me for who I was. I was selfish and kept things hidden from you. When I met you, I started to feel happy again. I even tried to stop cutting entirely. But I guess some things can never really go away. I'm sorry I never told you, Caesar. It still doesn't change my mind about you, though. Really? Not one bit. Yuri, no matter how bad you think it may get, I will never leave you. When I told you that I love you, I meant it. You're such an amazing person. You're talented, beautiful, and just very genuine. So this is more first couple talk that we got going on here. You're unlike any girl that I've ever met. Definitely a first date, or not first date, but first couple talking line. Trust me, I'm not mad at you. I want to help you. I don't want you to hurt yourself anymore. I want to stop, but I'm not sure if I can. No matter how much I tell myself I shouldn't be doing it, these urges, they always come back. It's a never-ending cycle. I'm gonna help you in any way I can. Have you considered seeing a therapist? I have, yes. Maybe you should give it a try. I want to, but I'm afraid. I don't want to go alone. Would it help if I came with you? We both release each other. Yuri wipes away her tears. You would do that for me? Without a doubt, Yuri. I'm here for you. I don't care how long it takes. I want to see you get better. Yuri smiles at me. Caesar. I expected Yuri to say something, but she simply hugs me. I fall back down onto the bed. Yuri then starts kissing me. Okay, so they're making out on the bed. I'm a little shocked at first, but I kiss her back. She wraps her arms around my neck. I do the same. Yuri's lips are soft, just like I remember from last time. I mean, you've been with her for over a month at this point, so you should have kissed her enough to remember what her lips feel like without having to bring it up every time that you kiss her. Yuri presses her chest against mine, adding to my excitement. I can even smell her perfume. Is it lavender scented? Maybe jasmine? Regardless, it's very enticing. It smells wonderful and isn't overpowering. It's almost like she planned this before I came over. This is so overwhelming that I can hardly breathe. Uh-oh, where is this going? Not that I'm disliking my current situation. Oh, I bet you're not, pal. Yuri stops to tell me something. I love you, Caesar. I always have. I can hardly speak, partially because I'm nearly out of breath from our lips being locked together, but also because of these words. Even though we've both expressed our feelings for each other in the past, it never fails to make me happy. I love you too, Yuri. I can't imagine my life without you. Definitely a first couple line there. She smiles and then goes right back to kissing me. Just like when I first kissed Yuri, I learned that she was surprisingly very good at it. So they're just bringing up the same thing that they brought up before. It's just the repetitiveness of the mod, just as I said before, it just makes it a little less enjoyable, because it's like, yeah, we saw that before. We saw that before too. We saw that before too. Anyway, I'll stop complaining about it. Let's just keep going. Just when I think it's over, we continue for a little longer. After what feels like an eternity, Yuri finally moves back to let me catch my breath. Breathe through your nose, dude! It feels like I just re-emerged from the ocean surface, gasping desperately for air. Dude, you should learn after your very first time, oh yeah, I have a nose. I can kiss and breathe through my nose at the same time. Well, that was unexpected. Hoo hoo hoo. Yuri giggles all of a sudden. What's so funny? I wasn't done yet. Yuri's heavily blushing. One moment. Well, okay, so that happened. So we're past 40 minutes at this point, guys, so we're gonna stop the mod here. Jeez. So this is the most explicit mod that I've played so far. I mean, wow, I did... You know, I feel even a little uncomfortable about releasing this as a video. I might have to make some adjustments to this, some post-editing adjustments to this, because even just reading this, it was just kind of, like, do I want to put me saying this kind of stuff on my channel? Like, I don't think so. So yeah, I'm going to have to think a little bit about how I'm going to handle this one, guys, because, man... All I'll say, just in case I do decide to delete a couple of things in here, is that, you know, if you are curious about what happens in the mod, you can download it for yourself. Because if I do release the full version of this video, then it's going to be by far the most explicit video that I've ever put on my channel, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, regardless of what I do with the video, thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'm Caesar Madrazo, and I'm out.